dips and chips and things in the back there. Compliments of Christy, so I thought we'd let you share with us what's going on in the industry you'd like to share. Christy?
Oh, well, gosh. Where do I start? How about with the roof? How about that? My name is Christy Buscemi. I'm with Roof RX. In case you haven't heard, we are full service roofing, which means we do roof repairs, roof certifications, roof inspections, but most of all, roof warranties. The roof warranty is $199. It covers up to $5,000 a year, $1,000 per occurrence, up to 5,000 square feet. We cover any roof, anytime, anywhere, meaning commercial, residential, HOA, condos, townhomes, any roof, steep, tile, shingle, shake, you name it, we cover it. The cool thing about our product is that with every single contract put into play, we do a free maintenance visit. Okay, so about 30 to 45 days after receipt payment, I say receipt payment because it's available in or out of escrow, so it can also be for your past clients as a nice warm call. We'll call them up and we'll go out, we'll seal all the pipes, vents, and flashings, clean the gutters for free, up to $200. Okay, so it's just like home protection that covers normal wear and tear, not known pre-existing, but it's extremely different because the coverage is 5 times as high and it comes with free maintenance. Questions? Nope? Okay, so I talk fast. I'm around often, so if you need anything at all, please give me a call and I'm here to help. Thank you so much.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for the goodies. We always appreciate the goodies. Okay, so the other thing I want to say real quick is that we are recording today. So if you can, when you have a question or anything, I may repeat it if you're not projecting loud enough. So that's why I'm repeating your question, and then keep it on the safe and sane side, if you will. We had some topics that were put on the flyer about this that we're going to cover, some basic things that we would like to cover. But before we just jump in, I'd like to just ask if you have any specific topics that you'd like to make sure that we get to this afternoon, and make it a 10 when you leave today.
They're on the flyer.
Anything other than that's on that flyer? So, things that are on the flyer that you remember. Is there anything that you're sitting there burning? I really want to make sure I walk away with this information today.
Well, they're going to go through step-by-step procedures and everything.
We can? Yeah, we can do that. Is that a hot button for you? Okay. What else? Anything else? Just kind of teach us whatever? Which is okay. Okay. All right, so I don't even need to write that. I'll remember that. Let's get to our wonderful panelists. Anne Marie Reggie is about 7 years in the business and about 4 years of experience doing short sales. Lisa Osterman is 8 years in the business and has about 3 years of short sale experience. And Melinda has about 7 years in the business and kind of is had a little bit of short sale experience and then kind of said time out with those and then came back in with a different approach. Is that about right?
Yeah, because we're actually closing finally, so yeah.
Okay, so we're starting to close finally. And all of them kind of have a different style, which is why I picked them for this panel. So the very first thing that when you said you wanted to have a specific system, let's just jump right into that. And then from there we'll get into the meat after that. So when you say a specific A to Z, tell me exactly what, are you talking lead generation to close, or where would you like them to start?
Probably from after lead generation.
Okay.
Like that first meeting.
Let's start then with Melinda, because I know Melinda has an approach of how to look at a short sale, a potential short sale, and determine if it's even something you want to take, which I think is important that you do. So, do you mind sharing that?
Sure. Well, and that is an important factor for me is before I even go on the appointment, so I have to back up a little. Before I even go on the appointment, I want to know what their motivation is, why they want to do that short sale, what their need is, can we justify it in a hardship letter, and I also need to know who the banks are. Because there are certain banks that I will not work with because it's just a waste of time.
Can you name 5 banks very quickly that?
I just named one, IndyMac.
IndyMac, okay. So IndyMac, if you're watching this, work on it. Really? You know, why not?
And then there are others that I know that are going to be more challenging, like Bank of America. Like Citi has some special circumstances that you have to watch out for. So I need to get more information. So I really pre-qualify very heavily before I even go on that appointment. And then before I go on the listing appointment, I send them the entire package, a short sale package, and it's about 35 pages long. It's got all their financial information. It talks about what are their options, alternatives to foreclosure, what are all the different things, because I don't want somebody who's gonna, in 2 months, try and do a loan modification either. So I asked them about a loan modification, have they tried that route? Is that even a possibility? If it is, I say, great, try your loan modification, and then we'll talk in a month or 2 months and see how that's going. But I want them to explore all those options before we even get together, because I don't need to waste my time. So we talked about that, and then by the time I go to the appointment, really it's just a matter of answering any additional questions they have about the paperwork. We sign the contract, and I'm in and out. So I set up, at that appointment, I set up expectations of what it's going to take. I tell them it could take anywhere from 4 to 6 months. We could get lucky and it could be as short as a month or 2 months, or it could be a year, and to be prepared for all those options in between. I tell them that ideally we'd love to get them out scot-free with no deficiency, no anything, no money out of their pocket, no promissory notes. But they might have those, so that I can kind of explain to them what the options are. Then I also write into my contracts that the price will be reduced as necessary to sell the property, so that I don't have to go back every 2 weeks and get a price reduction if we haven't gotten any offers. Because that's a pain. It's like herding cats sometimes. But I try to set everything up front so they know what to expect. I tell them I'm going to check in with them every 2 to 3 weeks, because every week they just get frustrated. Then we put it on the market. If we don't get an offer in 2 weeks, we lower the price. If we don't get an offer in 2 more weeks, we lower the price, and then just move right through it. No less than 5% price reduction, sometimes even 10%. And then once we get an offer, I write in the counter offers that the buyer is to deposit their check into escrow for a minimum of 60 days. If they cancel before that 60 days, then the buyer loses their deposit. And if they make it beyond that 60 days and they just get tired of waiting, then they can take it back. But I need at least 60 days, or if it's Bank of America, say 90 days, to make progress, because I don't like to waste time. And then Krista, actually, my assistant, puts all the paperwork together. She faxes it 14 million times and all those other things, so I stay out of that as much as possible. And then once we finally have a negotiator, I talk to them and then just move through what they need.
That's great. Well, and as she's talking, it brings up multiple questions in my head, so I don't want to interrupt. So, but one of them that came up is the if they've gone through a loan modification, there's some banks that require the borrowers to go through a loan modification before they'll even accept a short sale. So, Pam, are you familiar with that? Can you share that?
Well, are you talking about like the half by hand
Yes.
program? Okay. There's so many programs that keep coming out, and what I've found is that half the time, I actually had 2 listings right at the same time, like it was April 1st, whatever the date was, that this half a program started. And when I called the banks, they had no clue what I was talking about, because it was a government program that hadn't been implemented yet. So to backtrack, HAMP stands, the way I remember it, is the MP, modification, the M. It's what is this? Homeowners of America? Home Assistance Modification Program, right? And then the HAFA is foreclosure alternative. So that's the short sale part. So what happens is they're supposedly go through this HAMP program, and the government gives them, actually I'm not involved with that part, that's the loan mark part. So what happens is if that doesn't work, supposedly what's supposed to happen then is then they say, sorry, you've been denied a loan mod, and they're supposed to offer 2 other options, either doing a deed in lieu or doing a short sale, and then they're supposed to even tell the price, and they can either recommend agents, or if they have their agent gets involved the advantage of that is that there's incentives for the servicers. It's not the investors, the servicer. It's like, you guys know what that means? A lot of times, you say Bank of America, you call Bank of America, they don't own the loan. They've sold it to X investor. It could be Wells Fargo, or it could be a bunch of private, we have no clue. But the servicer in this particular program is what matters. So the servicer gets, on the first, gets $1,500, and the second gets, I think it's up to $2,000, around $2,000. And the homeowner gets $3,000 in moving expenses, and it's completely washed off, there's no recourse. So it's a great program, but you have to fit, I don't know if I brought it, that one. You have to fit certain criteria. But if you go to, I think it's at home, I'll show you in that folder. There's two of them. Making Home Affordable? Making Home Affordable, there's two websites, but, yeah, I don't know if I have that one on me. Anyway,
Let me, because I kind of blindsided you guys with
that's
that.
good. That's okay, because that's a bit what people are talking about.
Yeah, and my real question there is, if you get a call and you want to take, and it's a potential client, how would you suggest that they ask, inquire if they've gone through any of these programs, or if they need to, should to?
Yeah, and there's other ones too now, and that where you're not, where you can have been behind, and some that you're supposed to have been behind. I mean, it's really confusing. Well, I would just, again, just ask the questions. I mean, the bulk of the ones I've done have been my past clients, so I kind of know what's going on. And also with, like, for example, I have one right now where he already declared bankruptcy. The guy has no money, so there's not going to be able to do a loan mod. So we just bypassed all that, and I got in touch. It was a B of A, but it was put the program through their half a program. I sent a complete short sale package, like I would have, but it went to half a. And then they're putting it through Equator on their end, and whatever they're doing. So on that particular one, I knew he wasn't going to get a loan. He's no money, so you have to have money to have a loan mod. Right. They're going to qualify you based on your current income, so they'll only give you a loan mod if they think you can be able to do payments.
Okay. So in terms of keeping on track with the setting up expectations, then, Lisa, are you seeing any short sales getting approved where there is no hardship?
We haven't, no.
Okay.
There's gotta be something.
I have.
You have.
I have a client right now, they're a Wachovia short sale though, which is different. So if anybody's working with Wachovia people, those are actually a ray of shining light. So there's a little exception to that because they actually just in the last 2 weeks announced that if Wachovia has a sale date, run far, far away because they will not move that sale date for any reason. So if you're with less than 30, I would say if we're less than 45 days from that sale date, forget about it, it's going to go to foreclosure. But their process is so much streamlined that the only thing that you have to send into Wachovia is a purchase agreement and a HUD. And that is it. So they don't even need a hardship to be able to do that with. So for my clients, it was just a matter of looking at, they own this property, it's $350,000, it's now worth $140,000. There's no way that they're going to catch up anytime in the near future, and they need a bigger place because they have 2 kids that are just bursting out the seams. So that's kind of a sketchy hardship in terms of why to do it, but because it's Wachovia, because
Oh, that's interesting. So the very first thing that you should do is get with the client, see if they are a candidate, then get with the bank and see what their requirements are for an approved short sale. Would that be correct?
yeah, and because I know there are other ones where the hardship was kind of, yes, I've had a lot of clients who, been bankruptcy, have been laid off for 9 months, been laid off for a year. I tend to look for more of those people who do have definite hardship, who do have more serious issues, because I don't want the option of having a loan mod. If they can do that, great, I hope it works out for them. Most likely it won't, and I actually have a little 3-step, program that I go through with them that say, your home is worth X amount of dollars right now. If you were to do a short sale, get out of this debt right now, you'd be able to move on to another property in 2-3 years, buy this other property for probably the same as what you'd sell it for now and get out of hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. Is that a good option for you? Usually like, yeah, that's great, let's do it. So when you present it to them that way and they look at it, take the emotion out of it and just look at the logic aspect of it, it gets rid of the loan modification objection.